got to figure out a better way than this. We're too far advanced, Kratz, to just have this be so arbitrary. Like the umpire's like, oh, it's stickier than I've ever felt. Okay, maybe it's hotter in the place than it's ever been. I don't know. There's got to be a better way.
Let's charge the damn mound.
Charging the mound.
Ronel Blanco has been one of the better stories in baseball over the first half of the season. He's kind of been a savior in the rotation for the Astros. I don't remember what the exact record is, but it's really good for the team when he starts a game. And that actually continued because they did win in extras, another Victor Caratini walk-off for the ball club. But the story was him getting booted from the game in the fourth inning because he had a foreign substance. It is our first sticky stuff ejection of the season. Laz Diaz said the rosin on the hand was too sticky. If that even was rosin, they took the glove off the field, I guess, to examine it. And the umps said it felt very different from the first inning check for Blanco.
Was it sticky? What was it, tacky?
Tacky?
Or was it tacky?
Scott Boras said that they use tacky versus tacky because there's no real barometer on sticky stuff. I'll give you a few quotes. So first base ump Eric Backus after the game said it was the stickiest stuff I've felt on a glove since we've been doing this for a few years now. So I brought the crew in, the crew conferred, and then we went from there. Blanco and Espada both said that the substance was rosin mixed with sweat, but Espada did admit that it's illegal for a pitcher to use rosin on his non-throwing hand, which led to the ejection. And Blanco said that sometimes he uses rosin on his left arm when he's sweating too much, and he's never been told anything by the umpire. Basically didn't know that couldn't be a thing.
First of all, there's so much I want to get into. One, dudes put rosin on their left arm all the time, Kratz. Am I wrong? Because they're sweating, and it gets into their glove, and it makes their glove wet. So you'll see dudes like all the time on their left. I've never heard you couldn't put rosin on your left arm. Since when? Dudes will take their glove off and put rosin because their glove gets wet when it's hot. Okay? Second of all, we need a better plan of action here than just an umpire going, oh, it's too sticky. Oh, fuck, maybe. I don't know. It's hot. I'm sure the roof was closed in Houston, but it's still hot, and he's probably sweating, and there's probably a lot of people in there, and it gets sticky. It gets tacky in there sometimes, right? And then third of all, it's 2024. We can do all kinds of stuff. I watch TV shows, and they can give you a piece of metal, and they can tell you in 5 minutes, they can tell you where it's from, what's in the metal, this and that. But they can't take his glove in a day or two and be like, oh, that was just rosin. He's okay. Like, that's unbelievable. Now, if it's something else, then but he's automatically gone for 10 games. So let's say an umpire, God forbid, has a grudge against a guy, and they just go and determine, too sticky. Boom, 10 games auto. Like, there's not even a player's fight for this. And I know this was collectively bargained, but man, I think there's got to be we got to figure out a better way than this. We're too far advanced, Kratz, to just have this be so arbitrary. Like, the umpire's like, oh, it's stickier than I've ever felt. Okay, I mean, what? Maybe it's hotter in the place than it's ever been. I don't know. There's got to be a better way.
More humidity in Texas, that would be a thing. The fourth inning, like, his pitching hand wouldn't have anything. Like, there's a buildup. I used to never use stick, like the stick or pine tar on my bat, because when it was cold, the stick didn't do anything. It just clumped up on the bat. So I started using rosin because I sweat like Ryan Braun at a drug test. Like, I would always put tons of rosin on my gloves. It gets sticky. So if they're not allowed to use rosin, what are they supposed to do? And because you're allowed to use rosin, but now this is the first time I've ever heard that you're not allowed to put it on your non-throwing arm. Granted, umpires that have been around for a while, bullpen guys used to go like this, nobody's ever getting melanoma on their non-throwing arm. That thing's loaded in suntan lotion, sunscreen. Then you put rosin on it. Now that creates some really sticky stuff. But that's not what we're talking about here. Like, if his hand was extra sticky by the fourth inning, he would have already had a buildup that he wouldn't have been taking off, and you would have seen something like that. So just because it's in the inside of his glove, just because there's sweat and rosin on the inside of his glove, stickiest I've ever felt. Like, was their hand sticking to the glove? Like, did it just like and like not even move?
I don't know. People in the chat are like, "Oh, we got to wash their hands in front of MLB people and this and that." Max Scherzer did that, and then he got whacked, right? Like they said, "Go wash your hands," and he did it in front of an MLB official in Dodger Stadium, and they're like, "Whoop whoop," and they're like, "All right, now put rubbing alcohol on your hands to make sure there's nothing on there." Woo woo woo. He does it. He goes out and he gets rosin, and then they're like, "Too sticky." Like, the rosin and alcohol makes it sticky.
I know the solution.
Sticky balls?
Nope.
You love sticky balls.
Even better than sticky balls. So this would promote good hygiene in general too. We have a hand washing station right next to, say, the on deck circle, right?
It's every inning the pitcher comes out and goes, boop.
Even better. The pitcher goes to that station and there's a designated hand washer who washes the hands for you. You think a masseuse is too much. How about someone who washes the hands for you so that you can't get busted for that? What do you think?
It wasn't on his hands. It wasn't on his hands. It was in his glove.
Okay, you wash the glove, the arms, everything. We could just put a little house on the field, and every inning you just completely start fresh.
No, the answer's closer to where AJ's talking. Like, we have to have common sense about it, and my feeling on it is MLB is not willing to be like, hey, you know what? Yes, in this case, we screwed up. So they're just going, all right, straight across the board. If we find it sticky, you're done. Judge, jury, executioner.
Yep. Well, again, I think there should be a way for them to send the glove in and say, okay, yeah, this was rosin. Okay, what do? We have to be able to have some sort of tack. There has to be some sort of tack on the ball. So figure it out. Again, Japan has a sticky ball, right? Mm-hmm. Korea has a sticky ball. We can't get a sticky ball. Scott loves chocolate salty sticky balls.
AJ's on one today.
Oh, sorry. My voice is a wreck. I'm a wreck. Sorry. It's a long night.
He didn't get enough sleep, so
a lot of yelling.
A lot of yelling for my son. Yeah, he had a great game. We'll get to that too. But the Astros have won 5 of 6. Ronel Blanco is a big part of them at least staying afloat, right, and not completely collapsing.
Dude, he saved them at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
he was the only pitcher they had that was worth a shit at the beginning of the year because they were all hurt.
So now they're going to miss him for a start. I mean, you can technically, with the 10-game suspension, make it only a start, Yeah,
you can manipulate it. Yes. I don't know what their schedule is.
Blanco was like, I'm going to appeal it. You're not going to appeal it. If you don't know how the weird rosin rule works, you definitely don't know how this rule works because you lose. You automatically lose. You just accept it, even if you don't agree with it. You do it for the team so that the team can skip one start for you, and then they can bring you back. Agreed? Like he did say after yesterday's game, he's going to appeal it. You can't win that battle. You can't appeal it.
There's no appeal.
Right. So I thought there is technically an appeal, but you can't win.
It's auto 10 games. Whammo.
Oh, okay.
There's no appeal.
Regardless, you're going to serve the 10. You're going to come back, and it's all good. You take a little break, and he'll have to think twice about it, even if you don't agree with it. You're going to have to be extra careful. Astros win the game, though, via walk-off. Josh Hader goes 2 innings again? It's amazing what happens when you pay a guy and take care of a guy. And every fan wants to be like, oh, just pitch, do whatever. I don't care about your arm. We're so worried about arm health. Josh Hader got paid, and now he can put his body on the line. Sorry about it.
Josh Hader was willing. He was willing to put his health at risk when the team's willing to put his contract at risk. Like, it's a guaranteed contract. So he's like, I'm out here ready to do this. He was able to do it before, but the teams weren't able. No team was going to be like, hey, if you go 2 innings for us, we will make sure that you get paid. No chance. And I'm not saying either side should have done anything different. I'm not saying teams should have been like, okay, every 2 inning outing, we'll give you a bonus, that kind of thing. No, because he knew what the value was, and now he knows what the value is, and he's been helping the boys out, keeping them in the games that they've needed to stay in.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.